Hi, I'm Johnny Seago, and this is another installment of Be Remarkable. You know, what's so ironic about today's installment is that it was actually supposed to be posted last Monday. And the reason that it wasn't is because I was called to the hospital to help care for a dear relative of mine who was readmitted to the hospital after being released a little too soon. So for the past week, even though I was thinking about, now I've got this video all prepared, I just have to post it on communication and the importance of communicating. Day after day, I was met head on with people who apparently did not really understand how that communication makes you remarkable or very unremarkable. So many times last week I kept saying, wait, can you clarify that for me? Wait, this contradicts some previous information I had. Do you think that you could contact the person that gave me the other communication? So I can't help but think that this installment of Be Remarkable on communication is extremely important. How we communicate determines just how remarkable we are and how remarkable we are communicating to the rest of the world. I was recently at a convention where one of the speakers was talking about communication, and he said the most important person that you communicate with every day is not your spouse, not your kids, yourself. And he said he realized this after so many years of hearing himself whenever people ask him, how are you? He would say, I'm making it. I'm getting by. And he said all of a sudden one day he woke up and he heard himself and he thought, what's the matter with me? That's what my subconscious is hearing every day. My subconscious is hearing, we don't have enough. We're not really thriving. We're not growing. I'm not getting better. Things are not improving. Well, all of a sudden, he started changing his communication. And whenever people would say, hey, how are you? He'd say, I'm fantastic. I'm great. I have a dear friend who, every time people ask her, how are you? She always says, I'm blessed. I have a young man I used to mentor. And whenever I ask him, so, how are you? He always says, I'm better than I deserved, but not as good as I'm promised. How we communicate to our subconscious is very important. Communication starts with what I say about myself to myself. But, of course, it doesn't end there. If you haven't seen the old movie Steel Magnolias, you've got to go out and get that right away. I'm sure it's on Netflix and Amazon and anywhere else that you can get a good laugh. There's a character in there who at a dinner party tells someone else, honey, if you don't have anything good to say, you come over and sit by me. Too many people that we know are like that, aren't they? Yeah, if you have something negative to say, if you have something sarcastic, if you have some old rumors or memories, oh, they're all ready to hear that in a heartbeat. But how about if you turn the tables and you want to say something positive? Then do they go find some refreshment? Maybe so. We need to make sure that we're not that person. We're not that person on the couch that everybody knows they can come fill our ear full of poison. Several years ago, one of our daughters came home from a social event, devastated, crying, telling her dad and I that some young man that we both thought we respected and was really a nice guy had told her an off-color joke. We were really upset about that. And of course, I immediately played the good mother, and I was going to call that young man's mother right away, and I was going to villainize him and have him tarred and feathered by morning. My husband, always a little bit more patient and digging than I was, began to ask, I wonder why he told that story to you. Have you ever said anything? Have you ever done anything that made him think you would accept that? After way too many tears and way too much time, both of us began to squirm under Dad's careful scrutiny. Whenever we heard that she had in fact said a word in passing. Not a cuss word, not a swear word, not anything that you would ground her for, but just a word that we had warned her might make somebody think that she might accept a little bit more crude language than she actually would accept. Sure enough, that word, that one word, had gotten her in that pickle. Words, intentions, how we speak to ourselves, communication, that is the key. It makes you remarkable, or it keeps you from that. One last story, then I'll let you go. Several years ago, I was at some event and I was telling one of the accolades of one of my world-changing children. You know, they're all world changers. I know you feel like that too. And I was just recounting the last of the remarkable events that this young man had done when the colleague I was talking to said, "You're so very proud of him, aren't you?" And I said, "Of course I am." And she said, "I wonder if he knows that." Well, I assumed he did, because it's true. I am. I'm extremely proud of all my children. Aren't you? Aren't you proud of your parents, your children, those family members that are trying so hard to be remarkable in their lives? But it made me think, how often have I really communicated in words, not just in a look across the room, not just in a pat on the back, but in words? How very proud I am of the people in my life who are striving every day to be more remarkable. I hope that's your challenge for this week, that you will continue to not only be remarkable, but communicate how remarkable the people are in your life. I look forward to seeing your comments. Thank you.